Right now, multiple states are in the middle of a process known as redistricting. The process takes place after the census takes its country's count of the population, which occurs every 10 years. The states are then tasked with drawing new federal and state election districts in order to account for population changes and partisan advantage. Dozens of states have completed that process, but many more still need to submit final maps as deadlines approach for 2022. Congressional correspondent Stephanie Liebergen has more on this process. And Stephanie, it gets ugly, it gets creative, and this process is far from over.
Good morning, Dave. Absolutely. Well, actually, because of the pandemic, the final census numbers were delayed about 5 months. However, it does seem like states are on track to get their new maps done, finished, and approved in time for the 2022 midterm elections. Officials across the country are racing to redraw congressional maps as key deadlines loom ahead of the 2022 midterm elections. 26 states have finished their new maps. 6 don't need to draw new lines because they only have one member in the House of Representatives. Experts say so far, there hasn't been a drastic change in the number of districts that lean Republican or Democrat.
When you kind of look and balance everything out, there's really a wash. There may be 1 or 2 seats right now that lean towards Republicans that didn't exist before.
But they've noticed changes in how competitive some districts are.
For example, in Nevada, they had a solidly blue seat around Las Vegas that they actually kind of redistributed into some neighboring seats. So now they have a bunch of kind of light blue seats.
Some states, like Texas and North Carolina, are in the midst of lawsuits about their new boundaries. Opponents argue the gerrymandering for the new districts goes too far. But with November inching closer, courts might be forced to allow the contested maps to be used anyway.
They will allow the current maps to be used for 2022, recognizing they're problematic, but because between changing something at the last minute and having a problematic map, courts have weighed in favor of letting the election go forward and then changing it in the future.
The key date for new boundaries to be set is the filing deadline for political candidates.
There are people out there who want to challenge the incumbents, or they're incumbents who want to know where they're going to run, and they're just waiting on pins and needles, and it's not fair to them to change the rules of the game at the very last second either.
Filing deadlines vary and depend on when primaries are scheduled, but experts think the 18 pending states will get their maps done on time. Now, one state to keep an eye on is Ohio. The state Supreme Court there just invalidated the new map on Friday afternoon, saying that the partisan gerrymandering that was used went too far. The commission there responsible for drawing the new maps has 30 days to draw a new one.